Welcome to your piano lesson. If you're here for the first time, I am Gianluca Fronda. If you want to discover interesting facts about me, you can watch an introduction video of the channel. I'm leaving the link in the description below. If you like the content of my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm aiming to publish 2 weekly tutorials. Now let's dive into the lesson. And today, after a long time, again one piece from the Grade 1 Piano Solos. See this green book. It is the first volume of a very interesting collection of pieces. The whole collection is made of 10 books. For each grade you have 2 different books. Is a grade 1 piano solos and more grade 1 piano solos and up to grade 5. And today I am going to play for you Do You Want to Build a Snowman? It's a piece that for many people doesn't need any introduction. It is from the Disney animation movie Frozen. Probably everybody knows about it, but if you never heard about Frozen, you've never watched the movie, I would definitely suggest you to do so. It's a very nice one. Going back to the collection, it is a collection that I suggest in general to students not willing to attend any grade, but that anyways wants to play, having a specific goal in mind, one of playing quite well and reaching something that we could consider about grade 5. And then obviously they can continue. Talking about this piece is not that complicated, to be very honest. You have just plenty of quavers. Quavers are the 8th notes, calling them in the American way. The counting is the usual one that I suggest: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It is in a 4/4, it is in F major, there is the B flat. But let's dive into the lesson to talk about a few important things of the piece. I will play it for you at the final speed, at slower speed, and I really hope you will enjoy it. As just mentioned, as you can see, we have the B flat, we are in F major. The time signature is 4/4, you count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The speed of the crotchets is 100. As I also mentioned, you have just quavers, no semiquavers, so the counting is quite straightforward, there is nothing too complicated. The fingering, remember, it is just an indication. In these cases, if some time happened that you change a tiny bit one finger, you want to change the fingering, remember that it has to simply work. The fingering has to help. If it doesn't work, if it doesn't help, you can change it. Obviously in strictly classical music, sometimes the fingering is helping the phrasing, is helping, for example, the slurs, is helping the staccato, is helping the phrase mark. In this case, in this, let's say, rearranged music for piano, it doesn't have to be an obsession, same as it could be and should be sometime in classical music. Also the length of the notes. Remember, it is an indication. If you stay a tiny bit more or a tiny bit less, it's not dramatic. Those that know how to use the pedal could even use the pedal in this one, but it's not part of this lesson. You can find one tutorial where I talk about how to use properly the pedal, and I will include in the description of this video. In this way you can learn how to use it properly. Few extra words regarding some of the fingers that I have suggested. For example, here I kept the second that they printed, but then I added 4, because you might play this B flat and D flat with 2/4, or even with 1/2. It's really personal. I like to use 2/4, and this is what I will be using in my performance. And then I end up with a 3 here on the C, but you can do even 1/2. And obviously then it means that here you will go with the thumb down, sliding it down. Yeah? It's also possible. I have added here the number 2 straight after. So you approach the D and G with 1/4, but then you change. You see, I wrote the number 2 straight after is referring to the first. So you simply swap, you change. Holding the D down, play the first time with the thumb, you have the second. Is needed to move then to the C and keep a smooth action. I'll show you again. You see? You change, holding the D down, and then you can play the C. Very last thing to mention before moving to the performance. Few words regarding the fermato or pause sign. To students not having any specific idea or that didn't develop yet a good musical feeling, I suggest in general to add 1 full bar on top of the value of the note. What do I mean? The note the notes, let's say, but let's say the moment is just one beat, one crotchet, yeah? When you arrive here, you can do, after counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I explain in practice. I mean 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Why do I say one full bar? If then I restarted on 2. Obviously I restarted on 2 because I have to respect the structure of these. So if it is already one beat, if I add one full bar, these notes will be worth 5 beats, isn't it? And indeed I do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, that is again this one, and then I carry on. But anyways, this is a simple idea, it doesn't have to be also this an obsession, yeah? Just to give you an idea, to keep everything tidy, well organized, and then it sounds also quite well if you add an extra bar, full bar. Now we can go to the performance. I will play at the final speed 100. Playing it at the final speed, I can't use the metronome if I have to respect the slower, because then towards the end I have to slow it down. But then I will play slow at 100 per quaver, that is exactly half of the speed, and here I will ignore the slower and I will play anyways at the same identical speed of the previous parts, but the slow performance is simply done to help you checking properly the notes and what I do. In the slow performance anyways I will also respect this suggestion that I'm giving, the one of adding an extra bar, and indeed you will see me staying here 5 beats in total, that is 1 plus the 4 that I add to restart then on the official second beat of the bar. If you have no idea, subito means suddenly. Subito is an Italian word that indeed is standing for suddenly piano. Now I'm going to play it at slower speed, exactly half speed, 100 per quaver, keeping the metronome on. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... It is obvious that there are probably things that you would like to know that I didn't mention, things that you don't know at all, or you might have some doubt. Feel free to comment, let me know, contact me directly. Or if you are my student, my private student, you obviously start taking notes and ask me whenever. I will see you again. I hope you have enjoyed this piece, that you will apply in these few suggestions that I gave. Let me know how it is going, if you are enjoying the piano practice, and if you found any other interesting tutorial on my YouTube channel. Just one more thing to mention: if you have really enjoyed my tutorial, and if you are really enjoying my tutorials, I would really appreciate if you mind the new super thanks button that you find underneath. It's very easy to be found. It's either visible or you can find it clicking on the three dots. If you're really appreciating my content, my videos, if you enjoy this tutorial and all the tutorials that I have on my YouTube channel, and you want to support me, I would really appreciate. I hope that you understand how much work there is behind every single tutorial, because it's not only about filming or playing. The editing process is quite time consuming, and then the upload and the editing of the description and all is behind the video itself, the setting, the YouTube setting. It's quite time consuming. I'm doing with all my heart because I really love what I do. Music is my life, and probably you understood how much passion I really put into all I do. So your super thanks would be really appreciated. Thank you very much. If it's the first time you're landing on my channel thanks to this video, don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one. All the best.